WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Listen, we are getting some much-needed rain, and I'll turn to
it's a great sound outside.
Our guest host this morning, Beth Irons.
Good morning.
How much have we needed this rain? Like steady,
I know.
Long
I
rain.
was just telling Davey before we went on the air. I laid in bed last night after we went to bed, and I'm like, oh, that's such a great noise.
Yeah.
You know, that gentle, constant, gentle rain. Nothing storm-like that's just going to flood places and wash places out, but something that's just going to be a soaking rain.
There's some hydroplaning going on along the arterial, so be aware of that because the rain is coming down pretty good.
Yeah, and it's going to the next couple hours,
and
too.
It is, and we're expecting that to continue through the day today, which is something that we need. And who knows, maybe you'll be able to mow your lawn. Saw a lot of people out there mowing dust yesterday.
Oh, my gosh, why were they mowing at all? Do they hate their lawn?
There's just really no reason to mow.
No.
But maybe tomorrow.
Well, now they said on KTV last night, maybe by Friday.
By Friday, you could mow.
Maybe tomorrow, but definitely by Friday.
Well, it is what it is. So quickly, without getting into the whole thing, last night the call and it could have been so much worse. This is the second time one of my kids has been jumped by a random, most likely mentally ill person, and happened yesterday evening. And just out of nowhere, a guy jumped. Just walking down Genesee Street, jumped my son, and he said he took about 17 to 20 punches before somebody finally yelled. Everybody else was running into their houses, but there was a woman who came and started yelling, and the guy ran away. So luckily there are cameras. I'm pretty confident that the person will be caught. I just want to say UPD, awesome. First of all, my God, they're so young. They're so young.
Yeah.
I feel so old. It's crazy.
Sorry
and
to
then
hear about that.
to the and I didn't know, but Kunkel still does respond to calls in Utica. They were quick to the scene and the ER. It was really a very good experience at Wynn's ER last night.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for probably about 90 minutes, and were able to be released. But he'll have some doctor's appointments to deal with today, based on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that happen.
Yeah, terrible, right? Although, as my wife and I were talking last night on the way home, it could have been so much worse.
Yeah. If there were weapons involved, could have been a lot worse.
My son in Denver jumped after a Denver Broncos game. Just out of nowhere, some bouncer apparently had been roided up to the point where he needed somebody to just sucker punched, and he had some serious.
A bouncer did that?
Yep, he had some. This was probably 2 years ago, but he had serious facial damage that had to be that he had to have worked on. So. Anyway, I'm talking like a cheekbone and the eye area, and it was serious. So the only thing I can tell you out of this is, man, you just always have to be
on.
every second.
One of the things that my husband always beat the drum on, and I always supported it, especially when our daughter got to the age where, they get to the age where they're spreading their wings and getting out into the world, is to always be aware of your surroundings.
Got to be aware of your surroundings.
And know where the nearest exit is.
And don't put yourself in situations where you're
but you're coming out of an NFL game. You don't think you and hundreds of thousands of other people are doing the same thing.
Everybody saw it. It was crowded in that one. The one last night that occurred was just there were people around, and just out of nowhere, he just started punching.
Yeah.
And it's unless you're prepared for that, it's hard to prepare for that. However, I would say you just got to be always on and ready for something to
There's a
happen.
TV show, I don't know if it's still on, but it actually follows the security force behind NFL games.
Yeah.
Like you see the show from their perspective, and you follow their security guards around, their EMTs around, and you see how nuts some people get for absolutely no reason.
And that is you see that at football. People go nuts in football games.
Yeah.
And I also think alcohol probably plays a role.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
And who knows? Maybe it wasn't mental illness last night.
Maybe it was just
Maybe
drunk
it was somebody bombed or on something.
Somebody got him upset.
Who knows? Or as my son said, I feel like when I was done with him, I feel like he needed somebody to punch, and if it wasn't me, it was going to be somebody else.
Right, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, but and the other thing is how young these doctors are. Oh boy,
I know.
I'm like,
when they're the same age as your kids,
isn't it your bedtime?
Yeah.
But it
don't you have a curfew?
But it really was a very, very good experience, and not just for us. There was, the waiting room was packed, and not packed, but it was Monday night, Tuesday night busy, and they really did a really good job of getting people in and out.
Yeah,
and I thought that was.
We've had some recent experience with when through the emergency room and just in the general sense of walking in the front door for a scheduled procedure, and have always had wonderful treatment.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to say it was good if it wasn't. It was a good experience.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was really good, and let me bark up Tony Pacenti's tree, just to make Katie Iello happy, or to get her goat even more. Parking, awesome.
I love the garage.
I mean, you're right there.
Yeah.
And we use the parking too for the odd as well. And you're right there, walking into the hospital, and it's I think it's a pie. Listen, there's a lot of work to be done, no doubt about it, but our experience was very positive. Katie Iello, she is working really hard. I'm going to tell you something. A bigot uses racism to attack someone who is not racist, to defend themselves. I just want to repeat that. A bigot, a racist, uses racism to attack someone else to deflect their own shortcomings.
And there lies the definitive word, deflect.
Deflect. There lies Katie Iello, the biggest piece of garbage you will ever meet. And I have been told this, but I'm like, don't worry. She is scum.
Tell us how you really
feel,
Bill.
As a council person, you cannot trust that woman. In my opinion, be careful, because she will come after you in a very unfair way. Listen, she did have the meeting. I'll give it. I was just trying to do one thing, and that is get her to meet those business people down in Franklin Square, and she did. So. As I don't know what you're like in your personal life, Katie Iello, but as a council person, horrible person. Maybe in your real life, you're just a sweet little something. But as a council person, and when you get your political fangs out, you will do anything. You will stop at nothing to try to hurt or destroy someone. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, in terms of this alleyway party,
I was going to say Franklin Square is where this alleyway is, right?
Yeah. In terms of that, I had no, and I'm telling you, I had absolutely no idea who was in that, who held that party. I had no idea. And so there wasn't even an ounce of, in the back of my mind, oh, these are minorities, or these are black people or Hispanic people, or the Chinese are holding a party in the or it could have been a group of white ZZ Toppers. I have no idea. I had no idea.
That would have been a cool party.
And when I said you continue to defend those people, I meant the people who are saying that alleyway is just wonderful. It's beautiful. I don't know what they're talking about. And we're going to hold a party there. We're going to let our kids ride a bike through there. It's those people that she continues in. And so somehow the word or the phrase, those people, automatically means something racist.
Yeah. Well, it's oftentimes it's heard as being offensive.
However, I can see it being used in an offensive way. I've heard it used. And Ann in Rome, I think we called her one time, and we had a back and forth. Ann and I get along very well. We are friends, but we don't necessarily agree on everything. And I just, it just blows. I understand he's doing this for ratings. By the way, honestly, to be honest with you, we have been so successful, I don't even think about that. The ratings period just came out from the spring. I haven't even seen it. It used to be a big deal for me. We would go to a restaurant. We'd sit and wait for the numbers to come in. I don't have any bonuses attached to my ratings. So I just expect we're going to be 1, 2, or 3. And we are every book. So it doesn't matter to me. At this point in my career, I don't know that I'll be here next year or the year. I have no idea.
Well, none of us know that.
Really don't care about that. But she's feeling that I brought her on to be able to attack her because of ratings. No, because I think that is an eyesore down there. As the city is really beginning to improve, and the county and the region is improving, I think it's an eyesore, and it's the wrong venue. No matter what music is played down there, what group of people are down there, the people who use it, those people was what I was referring to. And I don't know what ethnic background those people are. I have no clue. But if you can look at that alleyway and say, it's beautiful, then you're one of those people that I think are wrong. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, I don't know what you are, but you're wrong. And I'll say that every single time. You're wrong. And for her to try to turn this around, and I'm now beginning to get calls and stuff. It's like, fine, you bark up this tree. Find a place in my life where I have been a racist. Please find it, point it out. I would love to re-examine it, and I'll go to some class. But you're not going to find it. You'll find the opposite. And to go down that road just pisses me off. And shame on her for even, she put pictures up in her video and said, see, he doesn't want those people downtown. And she put pictures up and X'd out white people and X'd out the Boilermaker, and then showed a picture of an ethnic group as if that's who I am. I just, what a piece of scum.
Do you need a hug, Bill?
Terrible. Did you say, do I need a hood?
A hug.
Oh, my God.
Hug.
Scared the daylights out of me. I thought you were going down that road.
Please, no.
All right, I'm going to let it go the rest of the way. And,
deep breaths.
as a private citizen, she may be just I'm sure she's a wonderful mother, all of those things. She gets confused as to where she lives. I understand that. There's a lot going on in that head of hers. But as a council person, what a horrible human being.
I think in general is when as soon as you start mixing politics into a situation, people's other side come out. Sometimes sides that they're not even aware they have.
Exactly right. You just become a demon. Let me go to Ryan Schmelz, standing by right now, ready to talk me down off the cliff. Good morning, Ryan Schmelz. Good morning.
Yeah, it's been 2 days now.
It has been, right. It has been 2 days where you've joined in on this. And I'm out of time now, right? We only have like a minute with you.
Oh, hit me. What do you got?
All right. So,
let me see how much time I actually have. Yeah, I got like 2.
You have 2 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. We're going to take every second. DOJ to deliver documents for the Epstein files to the House Oversight Committee. This thing ain't going away, it seems.
It is not going away. At least, this investigation is supposed to be ongoing. There's been transcribed interviews that are scheduled for the next month or so, at least. And Bill Barr was the first one to come before the House Oversight Committee for a transcribed interview. Next will be Alberto Gonzalez from the Bush administration. So we're going all the way back to the attorney generals from previous administrations, and Bill Barr's just kind of the first one here.
Yeah. First one that I really think at that point, wasn't he really like there wasn't anything there? Because at that point, it could have come out, it could have exposed Democrats. And because there were a lot of, I think, Democrats and Republicans, a lot of leaders have been on those on that airplane at the very least, or had association with him. So it is going to be interesting. And the fact that we're to the point where we don't want to bring anything out after Trump's administration said we would, that's what is causing suspicion. And really among a lot of MAGA people.
Oh, this is probably one of the first things you've seen, really, that has fractured President Trump's base when it comes to trust, because there have been a lot of people who really this was one of their big campaign issues. And when President Trump and the Trump administration did not release a series of documents that, I guess gave them a lot of answers, and we don't know if there are just maybe not a lot of answers out there to be found. That's kind of one of the big questions. But yeah, I think there has been a question of a lack of consistency, or at least a lack of transparency from the DOJ, and that's what the Oversight Committee is trying to get to the bottom of here.
All right. Listen, there are a lot of people out there that want to see what's in it. A lot of people want to read it. A lot of people are confident that people like Bill Clinton will be included in all of this. But now wondering, why is the Trump administration holding back? That's where the suspicion is coming.
What are you trying to hide?
Okay, Ryan, as always, I apologize wasting your time with my problems. But
no, you're good. Anytime.
You have a great day. Thank you so much.
All right, see you.
Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Quick break. Me in Rome, this is his third time this week. He said 3 for 3 this week. Waking up to Katie Iello in the alley. You should write a book. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, send me your real name, me, and I'll begin trashing you in really bad ways and see how you react to it. Please, no, or you could keep hiding behind the name me, and then we'll really never know who you are. Or you can send me your real name and where you live and where you work, and I'll rip on you like she rips on me and gets other people to rip on me in a very horrible and lying fashion, and then see how you react to it. You might talk about it. You might actually reference it. Me. Please. Real name. Send it in. We'll run with it. Got a break. Hold on tight. It is Wednesday, August 20th. Guess what? The New York State Fair kicks off today. And we haven't had rain in 35 days. I exaggerate a bit, but and it's pretty close to that.
I was just going to say, not so much. And
it's going to hold all day today.
The state fair is based on agriculture, so
it is. Well, the rain is needed, but not necessarily.
Timing
today.
is a little off.
Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. So far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police, or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chilbani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we're getting some rain out there, and it is raining. We're not going to get much warmer than we are right now. It's currently raining in 59, and we'll struggle to actually get to 60
I'm
today.
good with that, though.
I am. It's going to be a nice, cool, rainy, slow
Yesterday morning before I went to the office, I had my first cup of coffee. We have a screened-in back porch in the backyard, and it was like 47 degrees.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Great.
Yeah, it does feel pretty good. All right, a quick break, and we'll come back and get into a bunch of stuff. Beyond all of this, it's been an interesting, right?
So far, we've only been on air for like less than a half hour.
We had an assault and we had a public assault. So sorry. We'll break and come back. Hold tight. It's a Wednesday morning, a rainy Wednesday morning.
Maybe we'll do some like chair yoga or something.
Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe
we'll do that, like something with silence. Hold tight. We'll come right back at WI.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, let me get into some other stuff that is going on here. Okay, the state fair I mentioned starts today.
Yep.
Before you know it, the Comets will be playing. The Utica Pioneers will be playing.
Kind of excited about the Comets.
Utica Pioneers football is just around the corner. Colgate football, Hamilton. They don't have a football, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do.
Colgate actually starts next Friday night.
Actually, I should be corrected.
And Syracuse starts next.
Hamilton's football program is old. It goes back to the days when Syracuse didn't even have a color. If you remember, it was green, pea green, and pink. Oh, boy. The story goes this way. Syracuse came to play Hamilton College. This goes back, I believe, into the I don't know what the date is. Look it up. Late 1800s, early 1900s.
Oh, my gosh.
They came in to play at Hamilton College, and I think they either won or lost, doesn't matter, but their colors were pea green and pink. And the students and everybody at Hamilton made fun of their colors.
I can't blame them.
Which I think it was the 1900s, somewhere in the early 1900s. And then
it was 1890 that they played.
Was
close.
November 1st.
Read from that, Davey. I think I wrote the story.
Let's see here.
So it was 1890. They came and played. Who won the game? You can look that part up. I believe it must have been Hamilton that beat Syracuse.
Yeah, Hamilton beat Syracuse. I don't see no score.
And then
Hamilton College went down to defeat in the stadium a clear and fast game of football afternoon by the score of 20-0.
Okay,
wow.
So Syracuse won the game.
Yeah.
But on their way out, they were being made fun of because of their colors. So then a huge uprising over the course of a year or two on the colors of Syracuse, and they chose the students they wanted different colors, and they wanted something that was unique in college football, and so they chose the color orange, not even in blue. It was just orange at the time, and because no one else had the color orange, and that is how Syracuse got its colors, thanks to Hamilton College football.
Did you see they released a butter sculpture yesterday? How nice!
What was it?
It's like a Wizard of Oz
It's
thing.
supposed to be the honoring of the Wizard of Oz.
All right, Shenango.
You know what?
Cool.
The first thing I noticed is they have it's a hot air balloon, and there's a cow coming out of the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And they painted the cow's hooves bright red, which I'm assuming is supposed to be homage to the ruby slippers.
Ruby slippers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. This morning, a lot to get to. Legal segment with attorney Jeremy Rosenthal. I can't wait for this one. We'll get into that. I think we're going to bump the Jonathan Savage, if you can, Davey.
You should have told me earlier.
Oh, all right. I'll take it. South Korea. Okay, military drills.
I got to ask you guys a sports question.
And I'm only saying it because I try to. I normally don't get into the world stuff. So, okay, Beth Irons.
Quick sports question. Sitting here with you guys on Wednesdays, I now know that we root for the Mets. But we're going in.
Well, he roots for the Yankees.
Oh, really?
I root for the Mets.
Oh, you
and by the way, we can both be happy today, right? Because both the Mets and the Yankees won big yesterday.
Oh, okay. So going into NFL season, who do we root for?
You're looking at two Buffalo Bills fans right
now.
now.
Okay. We can tell you we're Bills fans. Yeah.
Are you a Jets fan?
Me? I watched the Super Bowl. That's
okay. You're good.
She's my wife. Same thing, and she watches for the commercials. To be honest.
I got to be right there with her then.
Also this morning, hope I get free money question of the day, and it's worth how much today?
$200.
How about $225 at least? I mean, incrementally up.
Okay.
All right, $225. Thank you. The superintendent of schools at Oneida is on this morning. We'll get the latest there. Ryan Nobles from NBC. I don't know if you've noticed, but NBC and MSNBC are now making the split. And MSNBC is going to be its own company, and they'll no longer be MSNBC. They're like MS Now or something like that.
Yeah,
MS is what they're going to be known
And now
as.
is an acronym. News something.
Because MS,
I read that yesterday.
I hate to tell them, MS is multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
Right? That's MS. But apparently that's what they wanted from Microsoft, is where it all started.
Ryan does most of his work for NBC, doesn't he?
Yeah, if you notice, you have not seen Ryan on any of
news broadcasts
of MSNBC stuff in quite some time, because he's an NBC reporter. I see NBC, and I know there are those. I watch NBC News every night. I think it's fair, and they show both sides of a story. That's what I look for. I am not someone who wants to hear only one side. And you can argue all you want. You can laugh. I know, Chuck, I hear you laughing. They're an alien, but I'm right, you're wrong. Okay, let me go with this. The story is United States and South Korea, interestingly right now, conducting joint military drills. And here with the eye on all of these world affairs, Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio. Jonathan, what do we know? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. These drills are enormous. They consist of 21,000 troops from South Korea and the United States. And we're told that this Ulchi Freedom Shield exercise lasting 11 days is going to focus on countering North Korea's nuclear and missile threat, which is advancing all the time because Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, insists that it does. Also, these exercises are being used to test out lessons learned from other conflicts around the world, lessons learned in Ukraine, lessons learned in the conflict between Israel and Iran that we've seen in recent times. So this is something which the U.S. and South Korea feel is essential for their security right now.
You know, if you're a military history buff and you look through the progression of militaries all throughout time, this is a very interesting time because, and I'd love your take on this because I think it plays a big role in what's going on there right now, because we're seeing technology advance faster than we've ever seen in the history of the world. And while technology can be used for good, like curing cancer and things like that, it can also be used for nefarious things. Yep. Jonathan, your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, let's take one element, for example, drones, unmanned aerial vehicles. Drones are part of everyday civilian life. They create incredible films. They're used for security around cities, around massive events, and they're used for fun, for racing. I've got a brother-in-law who's a drone pilot racer. However, these drones are being used to kill in the battlefield. They're being used to dodge radar. They're being used to dodge air defenses, and they're absolutely deadly. And getting to grips with drones, which is a way of attacking a country without putting your pilots at risk, is something which all nations around the world are very interested in.
Yeah. So the reality is it is important to keep up and keep advancing because your enemies are doing just that.
Everybody else is.
Yeah, everybody else is. So interesting.
Yep, North Korea certainly is, and Kim Jong-un constantly saying that he wants his forces to be at a greater state of readiness for what he sees as a potential conflict.
And if I can, quickly, the fact that Vladimir Putin has used North Korean soldiers has almost elevated the credibility in that world for North Korea's military. Do you agree with that?
I think it has elevated the credibility because these are soldiers who have not been battle tested. They are gaining experience on the front lines in the field, and that I think is one of the reasons why North Korea was so keen to help. And beyond that, they're not just getting soldiers with experience, they're also, it's widely suspected, getting information, secrets, technology from Russia. All of that will play into the situation on the Korean Peninsula in the years to come.
And that is something we should all be very nervous about, and it's exactly why we're doing what we're doing today. As always, Jonathan Savage, we appreciate your insight. Thank you, and be safe out there.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio. All right, Davey, we did that. That went well. You all right with that? Okay. All right. What else? I have a bunch of comments. Jawick this morning says, let me just explain for Beth. Very important. Bill and Davey are Bills fans. Jeff is a Giants fan. Bill and Jeff are Mets fans. Davey and Andrew are Yankees fans. Did I get all this right?
I need a scorecard.
Jawick. Ann in Rome, good morning. All deeds. My friend leaving for chemo shortly. Today's a big day for Ann. She's going to find out a lot about her treatment today. God willing, all goes well. I will have 3 more treatments after today. So that is awesome, and we hope, Ann, you have a wonderful day. And
we love you,
and everybody
Ann.
There,
we love you, Ann.
Rooting for you, not gunning for you. I have Katie Iello on my mind. Rooting for you. Mike this morning says the U.S. Navy has recently launched a ship that is totally unmanned. The use of drones. Think about this. We always think about drones in the air. Here is a ship that is a drone, completely unmanned. The use of drones is a precursor to a point where we could well have wars fought with few human beings involved. That's a little scary because now you're
scary.
losing equipment and not people.
Well, and habitat and animals and environment.
Yeah.
And
unmanned aircraft will likely be next. I'm thinking this could be a real bad thing because it makes it easier for people to start these conflicts knowing there will be fewer soldiers involved. But, the collateral damage could be really, really ugly.
That we all have to deal with.
Yeah, really bad. What else do I have? I'll move away from comments here because I got a bunch of them. We'll get to them in a little while. Rhode Island prosecutor trying to throw her weight around with police when they were asked to get her out of a restaurant. Multiple times. We've had incidents like this happen around here. Multiple times she told the officer she couldn't be arrested because she was an AG, an attorney general, and that the officer would regret this. Here is the special assistant attorney. This is don't you know who I am on steroids? I'm afraid. Multiple times she told the officer she could not be dealt with and that their heads would roll and they would regret this because of who she is. Here's the special assistant attorney general, Devin Hogan Flanagan, and her friend being asked to leave the restaurant and eventually it happened. Yes, it happened. They were arrested.
You're trespassing, we got to leave now. Unless you want to be in there.
We're not trespassing. You haven't notified us that we're trespassing.
You guys
Number one.
What did I
Number
just
two.
say to you? You're trespassing.
Number
Let's go.
one. Number one.
I don't
Number
want to
two.
arrest you guys.
You're not going to arrest us. Number two
So let's
is
leave.
that
We got to go.
I'm an AG. I'm an AG.
Good for you. I don't give a Let's go. We're leaving.
Please don't put your hands on us.
I'm
an AG. I'm an AG. But you're going to regret this. Take your hands off me.
We will get.
No!
This is not good for her.
Did she not know how it worked out for the other people who tried to play this card?
Oh, my God. What is this? It amazes me. These people believe that they've reached these positions and that means they are now untouchable.
Entitled.
And they legitimately believe it.
They have a sense of entitlement.
Like, you can't do this to me because
of who I am.
Yeah.
Or what I am.
What this that video and the audio from that video will be played
endlessly.
Against her endlessly. Today is National Radio Day. Radio is it still remains relevant in terms of audience. When you take a look at audience, Davey, we're going to skip the break, okay? When you look at audience and radio's audience, it has not declined. It's really quite interesting. However, I do wonder about the younger population that doesn't seem to listen to radio like we did when we were kids.
Well, because I think they use their eyes more than we did, because they're looking at the TikTok and the YouTube, and they want to be able to watch something, not just hear something.
I guess, and a lot of it is on their phones.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to sports, Davey, I blew out both breaks. When it comes to sports, where are you going to go? I mean, if you can't get to a TV, you gotta be listening
and breaking
to
news.
And breaking news. So, nonetheless, radio remains relevant for people, at least in the United States and probably around the world. Can I go to the top, Davey? Yeah, all right. What else do I have here today? You know who's 77 years old today? Can you believe it? Me. Robert Plant is 70 years old today. Thought of as the greatest frontman in the history of rock and roll, Robert Plant turned 77 today.
Way down inside, woman, you need.
By the way, he's still touring at 77. His band is called Saving Grace. Their new self-titled album is out September 26th. He was also in the Honey Drippers for one album back in 1984, believe it or not. All right, got a break. We have a bunch to get to, and news is coming up next on a Wednesday morning at WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
Amid a push to end one war, another might escalate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Israel's ramping up its fight against Hamas in Gaza, while military leaders in the NATO alliance meet today to consider a security guarantee for Ukraine that could be part of any peace agreement with Russia. Special U.S. Envoy Keith Kellogg tells Fox Business.
We are very close, I believe, to getting to this thing finished and done.
But there is no formal commitment out of Russia that leader Vladimir Putin would hold one-on-one talks with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, like President Trump's been pushing for. Back to the war in Gaza, 3 Israeli soldiers have been wounded as Israel's defense minister approves a plan to call up 60,000 reserve soldiers to ramp up the fight.
An official says forces will be taking on Hamas in parts of Gaza City that hadn't been targeted by ground troops during the first 22 months of the war. The plans have been approved by the country's generals, but it's not yet clear when the operation will begin. The families of some hostages fear the new assault could put the lives of the remaining captives at even greater risk.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Hurricane Aaron keeps moving north. And while it's moving out to sea, Fox meteorologist Janice Dean says Aaron's still affecting the East Coast.
High surf, rip currents, beach erosion, and tropical storm force winds along the coast of North Carolina.
And that has led to this.
In North Carolina at Wrightsville Beach, they had over 60 water rescues because of the rough surf.
Fox Weather, Steve Bender is south of there in St. Augustine, Florida.
Overall, they are prepared for any type of coastal impact, but the concern is the repetitive waves keep taking more and more sand away from the beach.
Beaches are being closed for swimming up the East Coast because of the waves and rip currents. Florida has killed a killer, carrying out its 10th execution this year, a record in the state. Cale Bates was condemned for abducting and murdering a woman in 1982. His last word was no. When asked if he had any last words, then he was lethally injected. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Jesse Clark's military service came to an end after a chemical exposure caused a large tumor to form in his brain. As a result, he is paralyzed on the left side of his body, legally blind, prone to memory loss, and in a wheelchair. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built this hero a new smart home to help him live a more independent life. Help heroes like Jesse Clark. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
It's Texas versus California, and congressional redistricting plans that could both be challenged in court. The Republican-led Texas House may vote today to approve a plan that Democrats blocked for 2 weeks when they had left the state. Well, they're back now. And Fox's Garrett Tenney reports from Austin.
Texas Democrats, though, are not giving up and say that they now plan to fight the map that creates 5 new Republican districts in court by arguing that it was drawn not along partisan lines, but along racial lines, which is against the Constitution.
Now, Republicans are readying their own legal challenge in California, where lawmakers could vote tomorrow on a plan to redraw maps to let Democrats win 5 more House seats in next year's elections.
GOP state lawmakers asking California's Supreme Court to stop the legislature from voting this week on bills that aim to put new congressional district maps on the ballot in a November 4th special election.
The California Constitution clearly gives the people of California the right to see new legislation that the legislature is going to consider, and it gives them the right to review it for 30 days.
Mike Colombo, lawyer for the plaintiffs who argue the legislature can't act on the measures until September 18th, citing a 30-day public review period. The package of bills, dubbed the Election Rigging Response Act, California Governor Gavin Newsom's response to Texas's mid-decade redistricting effort as Republicans look to hold on to the majority in the House after next year's midterm elections. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, lower stock futures suggest selling this morning, the day after a big tech drop drive the NASDAQ down 314 points. In baseball, a power surge.
High drive, right center field. Mangum back, track, wall, see ya.
Giancarlo Stanton hit 2 of the Yankees' 9 home runs, a team record, tying it in New York's 13-3 blowout at Tampa Bay on the Yankees' 4th straight win. The Kansas City Royals won their 5th in a row, beating Texas 5-2. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. And so far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police, or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chobani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. Actors Alec and Stephen Baldwin won't be coming to the region to play pickleball this weekend. The inaugural Byrne and Baldwin Brothers Celebrity Pickleball Bash was all set to be happening Friday and Saturday in Skinny Atlas. The decision to postpone was made due to a recent death in the Byrne family. The event has been pushed back to 2026. Ticket holders will be contacted directly with options for refunds. After months of preparation and hype, the New York State Fair gets underway in Syracuse today. Rain is expected to soak the area throughout the day, so visitors should prepare themselves for wet weather. Admission is $8 for adults, while seniors 65 and older and kids 12 and under get in free. Concerts are included with admission, and some of the featured acts, 98 Degrees, Leonard Skinner, Sister Hazel, and more. The full schedule is available on the fair's website. In sports, the Mets opened their series against the Nationals with an 8-1 win in D.C. David Peterson earned the victory after striking out 10 over 8 innings. The Yankees all over the Rays, 13-3 in their series opener from Tampa. New York has won 4 straight and will wrap up its 2-game set tonight. The Liberties snapped their 2-game skid with an 85-75 win over Minnesota Lynx from Brooklyn. In other news, a Little League World Series continuing today. Fairfield, Connecticut, is facing Las Vegas, Nevada this afternoon. The winner will head to Saturday's United States Championship game. The Buffalo Bills wrap up their preseason action this weekend. It's a 7:30 game at Tampa Bay. The Bills kick off the season September 7th against the Ravens. The Giants wrap up the preseason this week. Big Blue is hosting the New England Patriots Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart has made a positive impression with his play. Dart has completed over 74% of his passes for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Jets are not losing hope in their starting quarterback. Head coach Aaron Glenn scoffed at criticism of veteran signal caller Justin Fields and said he laughs at the noise that happens on the outside. Glenn also insisted that he's very confident in their passing attack. New York wraps up the preseason, hosting Philadelphia for Friday night. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, we have that much-needed rain they're all talking about, 59 degrees, and we're going to stay right there basically through the day today with rain. And then, I don't know if you look to the weekend, mid to upper 70s tomorrow, and then 80s for the weekend.
Yep. Saturday's nice. Sunday looks like we might get wet again, which is okay.
I'll take a decent 3/4 of the weekend. I'll take that. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Quick break, and we'll come back. Weekly legal segment with attorney Jeremy Rosenthal. I love this segment, and we'll get into it coming up in a bit. Hobica's free money question of the day, $225 on the line. It could be yours. We'll do that question coming up in a few at WIBX.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Which room is next for you? The bedroom? Your kitchen? The living room? Hi, this is Kira Meelan from Meelan's Carpet One. What's holding back that next home project? Is it budget? We have flooring choices for any budget and financing options available. Maybe it's inspiration. If so, come and talk to our experienced design team. We're here to help you get unstuck. Maybe you're putting off redoing a room because you're worried about spills and accidents. Whether it's a pet in training or a growing family, we have flooring solutions that can withstand anything life has to throw at it. We have incredibly durable tile options and 100% water-resistant carpeting that's both beautiful and practical. We have options that inspire, designers who will help bring it all together, and always a beautiful installation. To get the perfect flooring, start with the right flooring store. Visit Meelan's Carpet One on Commercial Drive East in Yorkville.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label flippable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally free of charge, or you can pick it up from their showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today for their summer sales event and save big on select floor pieces and take what you love home today. And save even more in their clearance room with many new markdowns and price to sell items. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
All right, I want to tell you, Davey, about lead-free Utica. It's very, very important. If you're in the region and you feel your house was built before 1978, you most likely have lead in your home. And kids, the ages of 1 and 2, have to be tested in New York State. Lead poisoning can really destroy a kid's development and cause serious non-reversible problems. So enter leadfreemv.org. And that is a website you can go to. There are plenty of things that can be done, plenty of things that can be done to prevent this, and to go into your home where that lead is and remove it. Up to $30,000 per unit. Whether you're a landlord or a tenant, a homeowner, there is help out there. Up to $30,000 per unit available locally. Go to leadfreemv.org is the website. And there's also a lead-free Utica portion you can go to through the Home Ownership Center in Utica. Lead Safe Utica is a grant-funded program that helps homeowners, landlords, and tenants reduce lead hazards in privately owned housing funded by HUD. Here it says up to $40,000 per unit is available now. So reach out. Go to leadfreemv.org, and you'll get details, and they could really, really assist. And Sarah's, Davey, and Sarah's Flooring Outlet has the best in flooring, whether it's tile or laminate flooring, the Pergo Extreme, of course, carpeting and hardwoods, and great installation. Great help in advance because they are flooring. If you're looking for flooring, you go to a flooring store, a store that's expertise is in flooring, and that is Sal and everybody at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. You can get 6 months interest-free financing. In addition, you could actually go on their website, and there's a coupon you could walk away with before you go in to Sarah's Flooring Outlet. See why more people go to the big store. Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road in Marcy. And then, of course, on the web, 24/7, sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good God. We are in the final 2 weeks of summer.
I know.
I hate to say it. And, if you looked at next week's forecast, we're already going into upper 70s. Yep. So it changed from this hot weather that we've been having.
They were saying on the news last night, the really hot days are behind us.
They seem to be. I still think we have a few to come, but we'll see what happens. But, if you're like, I always hated it because, just the way it worked, you have, in my case, my wife is not working in the summer, so a life completely changes. And it really does change for us in radio because habits are changing. People that are normally have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes they can sleep in. Kids are no longer, so daycare changes. Everything changes when school goes back into session. So we'll be dealing with that before you know it.
And everybody runs late for
everybody runs late for at least And most schools in the area will go back on the week of Labor Day. I think teachers and staff will have to be back on the 2nd.
But I remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah, I guess.
There was Labor Day, and then the first day of class was like Wednesday or Thursday of that week.
And I think that's what will happen this week or this year as well. I believe most schools will have their staff back on the 2nd, and by the 4th, students will be back in the classroom.
Yeah.
And you really take that last 2 days Thursday and Friday to kind of get acclimated with the new teachers and all that.
They don't do any teaching. They just kind of like, just show up.
Okay, I thought this was kind of interesting. YouTube turns 20 years old this year, and there were certain... YouTube is enormous. I go to YouTube a lot of course, we're on YouTube every day. And you can listen and watch at any time on YouTube. YouTube, 20 years old. You can get a lot of news there. You can get... Everybody pushes their segments out. You can watch stuff sometimes uncut versus the edited version. So what made YouTube what it is today? There's a mix of some of the buzz clips, beginning with a guy who ignored his buddy's battle plan in World of Warcraft and just rushed the enemy while shouting his own name. Chocolate Rain, if you remember, a hook that gets repeated so many times. There's no way you can shake it from your head. And the little boy who stuck his finger in his baby brother's mouth only to learn babies have no gauge of sibling pain. They can bite. So here are some of the iconic videos. Of course, I'm playing audio for you. Some of the iconic videos that made YouTube the giant that it is today.
It's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Oh my God, he just ran in.
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. The prisons make you wonder where it went. Chocolate rain.
Charlie bit me. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, Charlie. Charlie, that really hurt.
That was really one of the first viral videos that I remember. It was really, really big. Charlie bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kid grew up to become Forrest Gump. Charlie bit me. I'm always sad. Life is like a box of chocolates. And then I also remember the rent is too damn high. You know where that came from? YouTube. There was a clip that was on TV down there, and then it ended up on YouTube. We watched it over and over and over again. YouTube is huge today. We'll see where it is in the next 20 years.
Kind of scary to think about.
On the line right now, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, this is big. This is big. We don't screw around here. Not here. No. When we deal with... Are you ready? Davey, what is this playing? And how do I stop it? This is just screwing everything up. Does that stop it? Okay, it stopped. All right. Can we start this all over again? Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's time for the one and only. The one and only. The one and only. Jeremy Rosenthal with Fox News Radio. Jeremy, good morning, and welcome to our legal segment of the week.
Good morning. Yes, this is, you guys have had a bunch of coffee already.
We have, yes, we have.
I'm behind.
Yeah, we'll call it coffee.
Yep, we
Sure,
yeah, you're going to have to
yes,
catch up. We are a little ahead of you in terms of time. So there we go.
Okay.
That's
right.
All right, so I throw, can I just give you the little scoop on the Caitlin Conley case?
Of course.
So,
yes, you said it was going to grand jury, right?
Well, it hasn't gotten there yet because apparently, and I want your take on this. So the DA is asking for the judge to be removed. If you have any recollection of this during the hearing, the appellate court said this has all been overturned. So the judge read that by saying, there is no conviction. There is no case. All of it is gone. How can I hold this person? I'm letting her go. And it's up to you. If you want to arrest her again, you can rearrest her, bring it to the grand jury, whatever you need to do, but she's done. So apparently they're saying during a Christmas party back during the holidays, there were two. One is a former DA who said he overheard the judge before she had the case, I believe, overheard the judge say, I don't think she did it. Mm-hmm. So now the DA is saying, because she really scolded the DA during that hearing, and it seems the DA now is asking for her to be removed as judge. And I don't think she's going anywhere. What are your thoughts on this?
This is just why we don't do Christmas parties.
That's right.
we have a Christmas lunch where where, I actually know those get to be a problem too. But
they are a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, when you think about recusals, this is a problem. When you think about recusals, you have to consider a few things. So there are things that a judge learns by not being a judge, by being a member of America, right? You know, that by watching news, by being in public, by talking to people and water cooler talk. There's that kind of talk, and then there's things that you learn in court. There's things that you learn where witnesses are testifying and lawyers are arguing. Really, when the source is in the courtroom, you're kind of just sort of screwed if that's what the judge thinks. That's fair game, and the judge can opine because it's the judge's job to say, I don't think you did it, or I think you did it. It's where you learn it from an outside source, or you speak about it publicly in a way that undermines the profession. So if now what's unfortunate here is it sounds like you're going to have probably a swearing match, which is you said this, yes I did, no I didn't, yes I did, no you didn't. Judge is usually going to win that one. Yeah. But that's a problem.
So to think that a judge or juror for that matter is without some underlying opinion, personal opinion, is probably naive, right? What you hope is that they are upstanding enough that they are open-minded to listen and make a fair judgment. Is that correct?
Yeah. They're people too. They're people like you and me, and they watch the news and they have opinions and they think about things just the same. So yeah, that part's not unusual, but you gotta. Those are inside thoughts, and judges know that, and so we had a case here recently where it was a hot mic moment. This judge was going to be transparent, was going to blast, going back to YouTube, right? She had a YouTube page, and we're going to blast the proceedings on YouTube, and we forgot to turn the camera or the mic off. The jury's gone for the day, and all the parties are gone, and I think it's just her and the prosecutors, and the judge just says something to the effect of, yeah, this guy's screwed, and the family's still at home watching this.
Wow.
And next day the judge is gone. She saw it and recused herself. So yeah, those types of comments can be a problem.
It will be interesting because if you're the DA, and you've already had a feeling of where the judge is, and she's been very tough on him in this case. If you're the DA, you want a new judge in. I would think so. This is going to be very interesting, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the person who gets to make the decision is the judge, unless can they appeal to a higher court?
Okay, so the protocol when somebody files a motion to recuse, the protocol is that the judge usually has no discretion. They have to advance that to a different judge or to a regional, kind of like the Catholic Church and the Pope and the Cardinals. You don't have a choice. You got to kick it up a notch to the next highest level, and then they will set it for some type of a hearing. Or although the judge can voluntarily recuse themselves, that way you don't have to go through all the motions if it's obvious. But that's sort of the procedure. If the judge doesn't want to go, it gets assigned up, and then that judge hears it or assigns it to a different judge.
Did you have something about that?
I have a real quick question. When you, especially in a high profile case, there's the vetting of the jury. People come in, their number's called. They get a postcard in the mail. They have jury do their number gets called. They get vetted for the case. Is there a similar process that a judge goes through? That's the first part of my question. The second part of my question: in a situation like this, when you have a highly publicized case that's going through the process again, can they automatically, or is there a process to go through to get a different judge in the event that there's a possibility that the judge went around the first time now has some unintended presidential thoughts or not? What's the word I'm looking for? Prejudicial thoughts.
Prejudicial
against the outcome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So good questions on both ends. So your vetting process on the front end is how good of a friend are you of the governor? Okay.
Yeah. It's not what you know, right?
That's good.
It's presumed that if you're really good enough at licking stamps at the party headquarters, that you can be fair. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's always going to be a political equation. But when a judge is removed, there's a system in place to put in another one that's just as bad. I'm teasing.
Right.
But there's one to put one in place that that kind of levels the playing field, if you will.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, you get the Brian Koberger case, right? The guy who sliced and diced and chopped up the kids in the house in Idaho. That judge is gonna hammer you, right? So judges don't, just because the judge is supposed to be neutral doesn't mean that they can't sort of be tough or be human. Like, yeah, so exactly. And so judges are going to come in, and as a lawyer, sort of it's my job to come in and say, okay, the judge we drew doesn't like cases like we have, or the judge we drew is going to be great. He's really he's tired of putting up with this prosecutor. So you just, it's like an umpire. You just, if I know that I'm not going to get the high strike call, then at least to game for it.
Yeah, consistency. You want that consistency. All right.
And predictability. Yep.
Awesome. And one thing I will say is this case, I think you've said it before, is the case that continues to give and give and give. Wow.
It does, yes.
Potentially on a third trial, it could still happen. All right. Do you have 5 minutes to be able to squeeze all these in?
I don't know that I do, but you know what I do have?
Okay.
I've got like Friday morning or some other time when we can do can we do a supplemental Rosenthal report?
I believe we have. Oh, the word is yes. I'm going to put you on hold quickly and let you work that out with Davey. Thank you. This was important enough to talk about. This is a major dealing with us. But I have 3 topics we'll save for Friday's standby. Davey, you got him quickly. He's got to move, so I'll leave him to you. We'll break quickly. Coming up, we'll do news. Then Hobica's free money question of the day. Then we're speaking with Matt Carpenter, who's the superintendent of schools at Oneida. To get the latest on Friday, students will share the Otto Shortell Middle School. I'm not sure when they start. I got to find out.
It'll be interesting to see how it works.
Here it's saying on Friday. I believe they're going to be shifting it. So there's a shift in the beginning and shift later.
Yep.
We'll speak with the superintendent on all this coming up in a second. And Hobica's free money question of the day is worth $225. We'll get to it coming up at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple. Stop in to the 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the Willow Network of Utica. Sponsored by Naimi Auto Group, Town Square Media, and Bill's Roofing.
Hi, I'm Jim Bono, your guide to all things summer happening right here in Herkimer County. From scenic views in our beautiful Adirondacks to family fun, outdoor adventures, and the many festivals lighting up our towns and villages. There's something for everyone. Visit Herkimer County online at herkimercountyny.gov/events for a complete listing of summer happenings.
Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It's all happening here this season. Visit Herkimer County online and make your spring and summer unforgettable.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. And so far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police Or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chilbani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, we right now are at a rainy 58 degrees. Time for Hobica's free money question of the day. And, Davey, today it's worth $225 from Joseph and Andrew Hobica. And you're looking for caller number, make it low.
Caller 3.
3, third caller right now. For $225, caller 3 right now at 315-736-0186. We'll do the question next, give you a chance to win, and then we'll speak with the superintendent of schools at Oneida coming up at WIBX.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Firestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair or online at tallmanstire.com.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 5.9% for 72 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. process. Their family-owned team is here to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by August 31st. Together, let's drive to Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at steeppawneychevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good rainy Wednesday morning, and the rain, they say, very much needed. I mean, I don't know, you probably saved a lot of gasoline when it comes to mowing your lawn. Maybe your tomatoes, you've spent a lot of water trying to water your plants or whatever you have. And we're getting a steady rain, which is going to definitely help a little bit. What I find is when you're not able, with tomatoes, for instance, there's a disease it will get where the tomato will turn black on the bottom.
Yeah, there's
when
funguses and
when
such.
it is infrequent watering.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to kind of keep up with it. But it's if your stuff is in a pot, like I have tomatoes that are in a pot.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing to be concerned about is the heat that we had was so hot, it just evaporated the water.
It does.
I felt like I had to water those pots twice a day.
Yep. When it gets really humid, it almost seems counterintuitive, but when it gets really humid, you tend to need to water potted things more often.
More often. Bill in Stittville, ready to do Hobica's free money question of the day. William, good morning.
Good morning.
This is the Hobica Law Firm's free money question of the day. For your legal needs, call Joe or Andrew Hobica at 315-724-1600. All right, you know how this goes. We ask you a question, and you'll have 7 seconds to answer that question. And I assume, Bill, you are ready to go.
I'm ready.
All right. Here is your question. You know, today is National Radio Day. The first election to be broadcast on radio was in 1920. A historic broadcast on what radio station? Ready, go.
WBBM in New York.
WBBM. BBM. The answer is, what was the first? It's the same. The answer is the same as, what was the first radio station in America? KDKA in Pittsburgh. I think that is kind of a well-known thing, but maybe just because we're in radio. And I went through.
That's pretty industry specific,
you
yeah.
Think? Well, by the way, KDKA was the first. It signed on in November of 1920, and then they were the first to do a political broadcast. The funny part of the story is, I wonder how many people had radios to listen.
Exactly.
Probably not too many.
That was my first thought. My first thought was,
in Pittsburgh, they're still trying to figure out who won that election. Yeah. All right. By the way, WGY, which was one of the early radio stations, and a Clear Channel radio station, very important in the beginning of radio. We're celebrating our 100th. WGY celebrated theirs. They signed on in February of 1922. So one of the old radio. Think about all the epic events that have occurred over the years that have been broadcast over this radio station in 100 years. It's pretty wild. Okay, enough of that. Sorry. We're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. Good at Aquavino. Taylor and the Cook. We were there yesterday.
Oh, wonderful.
Taylor and the Cook. And Babes and the Odd Nexus. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Speaking of, so my daughter came in on the train yesterday. So we were there waiting for
my stopping grounds.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, in that area where you drive into the circle, over, and that's right over where the
market is.
Where the market is. Yep. That's a narrow.
It is. It's a tight little curve.
It is.
Yep.
So when you're coming out of the circle, you kind of have to go wide to be able to make that turn to get out of
under the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yep. So don't go in there with like a big excursion or something, because you'll have to do some 3-point turns.
I am very glad, though, we haven't gotten rid of that.
Well, it's to make unloading and loading Amtrak passengers easier.
Yeah. Well, I'm just the little tunnel. It's an arch you're really driving through.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we still have that because that's it just seems
unique.
historic.
It's unique. It's a very historic part of the structure.
Anyway, we have, I think, done a really good job on what the train station does, what it looks like there, the fact that you can walk over the tracks, you're inside the
overwalk.
Overwalk. And I'll tell you this, if you're wondering on Amtrak how much is being used, a lot of people got off in Utica on the train from New York to Albany to Utica.
Yep.
A lot of people. We did that, and then, of course, Taylor and the Cook is
right next door.
Really they've done such a tremendous job over there. And, of course, there in that train station area, you have the public market on Saturdays.
The public market on Saturdays, yep. On this time of the year, we're out in the back, and which during the week is just the parking lot with people coming and going for the transportation portion of the facility, but then also the county employees that are working down there. And then on Saturday mornings, the parking lot becomes Oneida County Public Market space, and we utilize it. And
every bit of it.
Every bit of it, and we're not able to use the inside of the REA wing this summer. The Oneida County is continuing to invest in the facility, and they're doing some upgrades and some enhancements on the inside of the structure.
What was that years ago? I mean, because it looks like there are compartments. Where maybe they had produce years ago.
It's actually 3 different sections, and they're not connected sections on the inside. And then you'll notice there is a second floor, but it's only a portion of. That only covers a portion of the first floor. The second floor was actually where the U.S. mail used to come in to the area. They would come in by train. It would be offloaded up there, sorted by delivery route, and then bags would be shuttled down to the first floor through this big round chute that used to be there, and then out to the cars for delivery, out to the mail cars for delivery. But the sections were broken up to the REA stands for Railway Express Agency. Which used to be a business that ran out of that facility, and we used to get years ago when Utica was a manufacturing city, and they used to get the manufacturing companies used to get their raw materials by rail, so they would come in there's actually 3 more lines of railroad tracks on the back side of the building than there are now. So on those 5 lines of rail, you'd have for example, Utica Knit was a big manufacturer here, so they would get raw bales of cotton coming in on the train. They would be offloaded on the back side of the building where you see the big overhead doors. They would come in, and then they would be divided by who ordered what. And then the manufacturer's delivery vehicles would be on the front side of the building where you have the normal looking overhead. You load up those, and then those raw materials would go back.
That's wild.
And then starting in the early 50s, going into the early 60s, manufacturers were finding it more cost effective. I don't want to say cheaper, but more cost effective to have their raw materials come in over roads in semi trucks. So by the early 60s, it just wasn't financially feasible.
Enter Steve Spurbeck.
And I always kind of chuckle because we see there's a lot of freight trains. The railroad, the tracks are actually owned by CSX, and their primary business is freight. So I always kind of chuckle when I see railroad cars with flatbeds that are loaded with semi-truck trailers. Tractor trailers. I'm like,
right?
Well, that's irony right there.
They're bringing in the
So now it's cheaper to load it into a tractor trailer, but then put the tractor trailer on a train.
That is
and
interesting.
Move it that way.
So it's moving the tractor trailer.
Yeah, it's transporting.
Which will get off and then drive to where it needs to.
And hooked up to a cab somewhere and then drive to it. Yeah.
Public market happens at 9 a.m. every Saturday.
Every Saturday, 9 to 1.
And right now, still some sweet corn.
Oh my gosh, yes, we are at the height of summer season. Lots of sweet corn.
Good stuff.
Tomatoes that you mentioned earlier. All the stuff that you
every
expect.
Tomato I have is green. I don't know why. Way
Give it
behind.
time. Give it time.
It's coming. Or we're doing fried green tomatoes. All right.
There you go.
This has been one of those stories this summer. And I'm sure that Superintendent of Schools at Oneida, Matt Carpenter, describes it this way. This has been one of those summers. Damage that occurred from flooding in June. So much so at the high school, they cannot utilize the school. They thought they had a place, Bishop Grimes, I believe is what it was, and that did not work out. So now, where are we going? It's shifts at the middle school. On the line right now, Matt Carpenter, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Did the words ever come out of your mouth? This has been one of those summers.
It sure has.
Yeah.
I think I said it before, but this is the start of my 30th year in public education and certainly my most challenging.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Now, the story is, and I'm just going to throw this out there. The story is they got so many complaints from parents over their choice that they found a way to get out of the Bishop Grimes deal. How do you respond to that? I guess.
Yeah, that's just unfortunately that's just untrue.
Yeah.
And that is a rumor that we've heard and we've seen. Ultimately, no matter what we do, we're getting an equal amount of parent complaints.
No matter,
We've got. Yeah, and justifiably. I mean, people are worried about their kids, and they're worried about the time on buses and the time in school, and just what it's going to be. So we understand that.
Yeah.
But we wanted our kids to be comfortable and ready to go for the start of school, and that just wasn't going to be possible there. But I would like to just add that the Syracuse Diocese really worked with us, and they were flexible and accommodating. It just wasn't something we could pull together.
So the middle school, I'm told, is in Wampsville, not Oneida necessarily, but
that's correct.
But this is going to mean inconvenience for everybody, right? You're going to be doing shifts.
Right. Yeah. So we're not we're working on the finalized schedule right now, but roughly speaking, it's looking like high school in the first half of the day and middle school in the second half of the day, and we're just fine tuning those times and transportation routes and runs. 10 o'clock this morning, I have a meeting with the Wampsville mayor to talk about traffic and congestion and what that's going to look like out there.
Yeah. How long will, is it the entire school year for the high school?
I mean, we have to operate right now as if it's the entire school year.
Yeah.
The best case scenario would be that the materials and supplies get here sooner and are installed sooner, and then we can get back to the high school. We'll go as soon as we can.
Okay. Describe the damage that is done at the high school and why it is so severe that students can't be there.
Sure. So on that morning in June, we had roughly 4 inches of rain in, an hour and a half or so, and it kind of overran the catch basins and the storm drains and rushed into the school on the south side of the school, filling the basement with between 5-6 feet of water. Our electrical infrastructure is in the basement. Our boilers are also in the basement, clearly, and some other electrical equipment. But ultimately, what happened was there's a large electrical component called switchgear that was submerged for as long as it took us to pump that water out. And long-term exposure to water really decimates a system like that. Additionally, the transformers for the building were in the basement, and they're owned by National Grid. So National Grid has since come out, tested those, and they can't be used going forward. So, but the big lead time item is that switchgear, which is large electrical components that you don't simply just get off a shelf somewhere and have put in. So we've got electrical contractors, a couple of them, and an engineer, with scoping the project out. We've got plans in for National Grid and for construction on where we're going to move those things to. And again, it's the lead time that's hurting us.
Yeah. What is being done for the convenience of and to help students, parents, and faculty?
Yeah, so the challenge, I think that's probably the most challenging thing, and what we're hearing most from the community is that, in the beginning of July, it was, hey, we've got this flood, we're going to clean it up, we're going to be ready to go. And then mid to late July, it was like, whoa, we might not be able to use the building. And then it was, we're going to look for a spot. And now we can't use that spot. So I get that the parents and community are feeling that the rug is pulled out from them.
Yeah.
We're trying to be, to your question, what we're doing for parents and staff and students is we're trying to be transparent and clear in our process that we're going through. We're getting real-time information out as best we can. But ultimately, the middle school is going to work out because we're going to keep our kids home here in the district, which I think a lot of parents did tell us they appreciated.
Yeah.
And one thing that's out there, and I'm happy to say it here, there's been lots of questions about our high school juniors and seniors that attend BOCES.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids are going to still attend BOCES as they were scheduled, regardless of the split day shift at the middle school.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that they're transported and there for everything they need to do. And our counselors are working hard on ensuring their schedule meets up and gives them all the courses they need.
This is kind of a rise to the occasion moment for everybody involved, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
We've gotten countless, community outreach, parents. We've had students asking. Our staff has been just wonderful in saying they'll do whatever. If it was going to go to Bishop Grimes, they were going to drive to Bishop Grimes. If it's split shift, they're going to come in early or stay late. Whatever the case is, our staff here is just wonderful and working hard.
And then I'm interested, any school districts, neighboring districts offer assistance? And then beyond that, what about the state?
Yeah, so good question. All of our neighboring districts have reached out and offered support, pledged support, whatever they can do. We worked also with the local BOCES on how we can accommodate our kids, and if there was any additional bump out space that we need, they've been super accommodating, and we appreciate that. Now with the state, they've been great too. That we work with the state through BOCES, through our BOCES district superintendent, and we are working with them now on what our scheduling looks like, what the amount of seat time looks like, and meeting all of the regulations for making sure that kids get the required amount of time in class.
All right. And then specifically somebody asking, what were the problems that were unavoidable with Bishop Grimes?
Yeah, it was really a timeline piece. That building, at our first walkthrough with just our staff, not our mechanical staff, but our other staff, it looked like, okay, we could get a deep clean going and we could get kids in this building. Bishop Grimes had students there in June. But then as we looked more closely, there was going to be some mechanical things that we would have to get done prior to the start of the school year, both electrical and HVAC, that we didn't think we could get done in a timely fashion. And what I had to make a decision about as a superintendent was, if we can't get it up and running for the start of the school year, do we pull the trigger and go with that, or do we go in a different direction? And that was ultimately the decision I made.
All right. Anything else you want people to know that we haven't exhausted already for you?
I think you hit it all. And the one thing I'd say is I understand that these decisions are difficult and their parents are waiting. It's just 2 weeks from tomorrow is the first day of school. We're burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
And trying to get these things out as quickly as we can. We're working on transportation routes and getting those out within the next week to parents so that they know about bus schedules. Our guidance counselors are now back, and they're working every day and probably through the weekends and nights and everything all the way up to school to make sure that our kids have what they need. And again, I really appreciate the flexibility and patience of our community and the dedication of our staff.
Finally, you have this opportunity now where you're going in and you're doing the repairs and that need to be done at the high school. Is there anything that you're now able to do that needed to be done and you're using this time to do it? Or is it just going to be the students are going to walk in at some point and the school is going to be exactly the way it was before?
Well, there's a couple things that we have to do out of this project. We have to move that electrical infrastructure out of the basement.
Okay.
So the transformers are going to be outside the building, so that'll look different. They'll be on a pad mount outside the building. There'll be a small office space that will no longer be an office space, that will be where we move the electrical switchgear room to. And students are also going to see, and community is going to see some site work being done on the drainage creek that runs next to the school, as well as the parking areas. Those are things that we've learned that we had to do.
Yeah.
But to the start of your question, with it being an emergency project, there's not things and believe me, we tried, where we said, we would really like to improve the tech rooms, the art rooms. We do those right now, and we don't get to do that.
Okay.
We have to just do work on getting the building back open.
All right. Well, we wish you. I didn't mention the cafeteria staff and the janitorial staff and
Just
the bus
incredible.
drivers. I mean, it affects everybody. So
it sure does. It
Yeah.
sure does. And again, like I started the conversation, that I've got a meeting with the Wampsville mayor today, because that's going to throw a wrench in their
sure.
Transportation is going to be different. There's going to be a separate bus run in the middle of the day, and I'm meeting with them today and with the sheriff, and we're going to work this out the best we can.
All right, Matt Carpenter, thank you for the time and the update. We appreciate it.
And thank you for the effort.
Well, thank you.
Yep, great effort.
You.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You do the same. I want to tell you, if it's happening in Herkimer County. There's so much going on. We're about to move into a new season, the fall season. Go to herkimercountyny.gov/events right now to find out what's going on.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIRE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIRE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
How to give Ukraine a security guarantee. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is now being discussed by U.S. and European military leaders after Monday's meetings at the White House, where Fox's Alexandria Hoff reports.
Last night, the chairman of Joint Chiefs huddled with his counterparts from Germany, the U.K., France, Finland, and Italy.
And today, an even bigger virtual meeting will be led by the U.S.
The 32 countries that comprise NATO, that is, again, to discuss security guarantees. Those will help President Zelensky build support for any kind of land concessions needed to make a peace deal. Reuters reports that one option floated is sending European forces to Ukraine operating under their own flags, not NATO, and then putting the U.S. in charge of their command.
But Russia's foreign minister is critical of European involvement, saying any talk of security must include Russia. There's also no commitment yet from Moscow for leader Vladimir Putin to meet one-on-one with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, which President Trump has been trying to set up. In the war in Gaza, 3 Israeli soldiers have been wounded.
The troops were attacked by more than 15 Hamas members who sprung out of tunnel shafts near an Israeli command post in Khan Yunis. The militants used guns and anti-tank weapons in an attempt to infiltrate the fortified position. It's being described as an organized and unprecedented attack.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. 8 of the Hamas fighters were killed as Israel gets ready to ramp up the war in Gaza City, approving a plan to call up 60,000 reserve soldiers. Now something new in the crackdown on crime in Washington, a probe into whether crime stats were falsified to make the city look safer.
The Justice Department's investigation into D.C. crime numbers follows President Trump's order for a federal takeover of the Metro Police Department, which has brought hundreds of National Guard members to the streets of the nation's capital. It's not clear what federal laws could have been violated by the possible manipulation of crime data.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Beaches are closed for swimmers along the East Coast as Hurricane Erin moves north. Even though it'll stay out to sea, the storm is causing dangerous rip currents and whipping up the surf. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Jesse Clark's military service came to an end after a chemical exposure caused a large tumor to form in his brain. As a result, he is paralyzed on the left side of his body, legally blind, prone to memory loss, and in a wheelchair. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built this hero a new smart home to help him live a more independent life. Help heroes like Jesse Clark. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
While U.S. military leaders focus on trying to stop Russia's war in Ukraine, 3 ships are being deployed off the coast of South America in the war on drugs.
The United States military is sending 3 guided missile destroyers to the waters just off Venezuela. The American Integrated Naval Weapons System uses computers and radars to track and guide weapons to destroy enemy targets. These ships are expected to arrive soon, according to the military, and have been assigned to the region to support counter-narcotics efforts. President Trump has been putting pressure on Mexico and South American countries to do more to counter drug cartels, which he says are committing crimes in the United States. John Saucier, Fox News.
Well, the U.S. recently doubled the reward, leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to $50 million. He has deployed more than 4 million militiamen to counter the U.S. ship deployment, saying no empire will touch Venezuela's sacred soil. There's a legal battle over a school shooting in Texas, a massacre 3 years ago that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead and was infamous for law enforcement taking more than an hour to go inside the elementary school to confront and kill the gunman.
Meta, the parent company of Instagram, is urging a judge to dismiss a lawsuit filed by the families of the victims of the 2022 school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The lawsuit claims Instagram allowed gun makers like Daniel Defense to market firearms to minors. The families allege suggestive ads such as Santa Claus holding a rifle targeted underage users, including the Uvalde gunman, who opened a Daniel Defense account before his 18th birthday. Meta's attorneys argue there's no proof the shooter saw the ads and that the posts didn't break the platform's policies. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down modestly. The morning after a big tech sell-off led the NASDAQ down 314 points, but the Dow gained 10. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. And so far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police, or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chobani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. Actors Alec and Stephen Baldwin won't be coming to the region to play pickleball this weekend. The inaugural Byrne and Baldwin Brothers Celebrity Pickleball Bash was all set to be happening Friday and Saturday in Skinny Atlas. The decision to postpone was made due to a recent death in the Byrne family. The event has been pushed back to 2026. Ticket holders will be contacted directly with options for refunds. After months of preparation and hype, the New York State Fair gets underway in Syracuse today. Rain is expected to soak the area throughout the day. so visitors should prepare themselves for wet weather. Admission is $8 for adults, while seniors 65 and older and kids 12 and under get in free. Concerts are included with admission, and some of the featured acts, 98 Degrees, Leonard Skinner, Sister Hazel, and more. The full schedule is available on the fair's website. In sports, the Mets opened their series against the Nationals with an 8-1 win in D.C. David Peterson earned the victory after striking out 10 over 8 innings. The Yankees all over the Rays, 13-3 in their series opener from Tampa. New York has won 4 straight and will wrap up its 2-game set tonight. The Liberties snapped their 2-game skid with an 85-75 win over Minnesota Lynx from Brooklyn. In other news, a Little League World Series continuing today. Fairfield, Connecticut, is facing Las Vegas, Nevada this afternoon. The winner will head to Saturday's United States Championship game. The Buffalo Bills wrap up their preseason action this weekend. It's a 7:30 game at Tampa Bay. The Bills kick off the season September 7th against the Ravens. The Giants wrap up the preseason this week. Big Blue is hosting the New England Patriots Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart has made a positive impression with his play. Dart has completed over 74% of his passes for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Jets are not losing hope in their starting quarterback. Head coach Aaron Glenn scoffed at criticism of veteran signal caller Justin Fields and said he laughs at the noise that happens on the outside. Glenn also insisted that he's very confident in their passing attack. New York wraps up the preseason, hosting Philadelphia for Friday night. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid-50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, currently we're looking at rain. Much needed rain, 58 degrees. And this is, as Beth had said, it's kind of a steady rain.
It is.
Long event.
Soaking rain.
At least, maybe a 24-hour event. And a soaking rain was going to be pretty good considering when you walk across your lawn, it's crunching.
See, I think we should be listening. Doesn't Peter Gabriel have a song about rain?
Rain, yes. The rain is coming down, something like that, yeah.
Good Peter Gabriel
on the So album, pretty sure. Hold tight. Coming up, we'll speak with AAA and the average with the gas prices going into Labor Day weekend. Also, keep an eye. New York State Police already underway with their Stop DWI program. It started last Wednesday and will run through Labor Day, September 1st. Quick break, and we'll come back with AAA next to WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
School is almost here, and we think every kid should get started on the right feet. We've partnered with Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield to help local kids get new sneakers for the new school year. We call it Kicks for Kids, and you can help. Help us clear the Amazon sneaker wish list. Our friends at the Neighborhood Center will help get those sneakers in the hands or feet of the right kids who need them. We only have till September 7th. Thanks from Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield and WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, portions of the program brought to you by Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. The More to Make You Want to Move to Mazda sales event is going on right now. Great interest rates on financing for the new 2025 Mazdas, several of them to choose from. And there's also lease options that give you a great rate as well. Ricky Z is all about customer service. Come on down and let's make your deal, he says, on a new Mazda or a pre-owned Mazda with plenty of those pre-owned vehicles in the lot that you can check out as well. It's a great buying experience. I've done it 3 times now. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Also, if you're looking for help with pain that you may have, the Good Feet Store can help. Located in New Hartford. I would give you the exact address, Davey, but you know I don't have it. Could you look it up for me, Davey, the Good Feet Store? Davey.
He seems preoccupied.
Davey. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Could you look up the address for the Good Feet Store?
Sure.
All right. The Good Feet Store is now located in New Hartford. Here's the problem. I have a little booklet that has all my notes for these endorsements that we do, and it is sitting on the island of my house. So I don't have it. I'm doing all of this off the top of my head. Some things I don't.
If you hadn't said anything, nobody would have known.
You wouldn't even known. Some things I have a difficulty with, like an address. And the address of the Good Feet Store is?
The official address is 4630 Commercial Drive, New Hartford, Bill.
Thank you, Davey. Where you don't need an appointment, you can walk right in. It's a 3-step system. You put these inserts in your shoes or their shoes. You can get them as well. And it is a life-changing event. According to Steve Spurbeck, who was a guest DJ, guest host a couple of weeks ago. And Steve said it literally was life-changing when it came to pain. You can check it out for yourself there at the Good Feet Store in New Hartford. And one more, River Hills Properties. This is going to be a tough one because I don't know if I can remember where all of their offices are. River Hills Properties, it's all about service. Service. The things they do to help people find homes and sell homes. if you're listing a home, the greatest thing you could do for yourself is to list with River Hills, in my opinion. And that is because they work so hard to take the load off your shoulders, the stress off your shoulders. They work with you from start to finish. If there's a problem, they are there. That has incredible value to it. And they know what they're doing. They know upstate New York. Offices, are you ready? In Little Falls, in Barneveld, in Utica, the city of Utica, to the north in Copenhagen. They have offices, one coming to Rome soon. Davey, I may be forgetting some of the offices. And then, of course, they've added on the Gulf Coast, Sarasota, Florida. So you could be one of those snowbirds. You want to live up here when the weather is nice in the summertime. But wintertime, you're down there. They could assist you, and you get a front row seat of just the most amazing properties down there, and they'll show you how you can do it. Reach out to River Hills today. The website, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. What did I forget?
You only missed one location, Newport.
Newport. I should have known.
Otherwise, you got everything else.
With Mark Butler, Newport. It's River Hills Properties, and you can reach out for their assistance today. A couple of comments. I do think Tony Baloney saying, I just listened to the start of the show and realized that Katie has struck a nerve. Listen, anytime that someone goes down the road and starts lying about you and manipulating words and trying to turn something into a racial issue, and then all of a sudden there are people asking you, why are you a racist? You'd be pissed too there, Mr. Ham Sandwich. Or Tony Baloney, sorry. And then, is there any more? The show. Bill got caught with his mouth in the cookie jar. I don't know what that is. I just watched the beginning of the show. Yep, that's him. There was a racist black guy once doing a race bait thing over the Utica with a fake picture controversy. Listen, there's racism out there. I get it. Just don't. When you're, to me, the and this is what I said earlier, and I'll stop on it. A racist. You're racist if I believe, if you use the race card against someone who is not racist, but you're using it to get yourself out of crap. And that, to me, is what she has done, which makes her the ultimate bigot. Just look yourself in the mirror, Katie, and you'll see. That's what I say to that. Although I do think I said it better at 6 o'clock, because I was really angry at that point. There was a lot going on.
Had a little more energy behind it.
There was a lot going on. All right, AAA, are you angry when you go to the gas pump? Yeah, I think we've kind of gotten used to it. But we actually have seen prices go down a very little bit, but they're going down. Patty Artessa is the Director of Public Affairs Outreach at AAA Northeast. Patty, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we're down a little bit when it comes to gas prices on average.
Yes, we are. Summer fuel prices have remained low, and actually they're matching the summer average of 2021.
Okay.
So that's good news. And today's average price for gasoline in New York is 39 cents cheaper than it was this time last year. So more good news.
And, of course, we're coming up on that very busy time, the travel time for Labor Day.
Yes, we are. And they are really predicting that they will continue to stay low, thanks to part to steady crude oil prices. And provided we don't have a tropical storm or hurricane affecting the Gulf Coast refineries, gas prices should stay below what they were last Labor Day.
Okay. And then I wanted to ask you, what are the what are the places where do people go for Labor Day? What traditionally, where are they going, and where are they going this year?
This year, the top ones, believe it or not, Seattle, Orlando, and New York City are the top spots as domestic travel costs fall. So that's good news.
It is. It's very interesting to see how many people travel to New York on Labor Day week. as their last trip of the year. I do find it feels like we do more driving vacations where you drive as opposed to fly during Labor Day. My wife has a rule: be careful of flying around Labor Day because of the hurricane season.
She's absolutely right. You know, it's just so unpredictable. She's absolutely right. And it is. Our prediction are up for travel. Domestic travel, just getting in your car and going. They're saying the number one spots, Vancouver, Canada. There's a lot of good ones in there. They're also saying destination weekend travels, Seattle, Orlando, New York, Boston, if you are going to fly, Chicago and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I can also give you the best and worst times to travel by car over the weekend for road trips.
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
Yes, this is really good. So for road trips, it's best to leave before lunchtime this Labor Day weekend, according to our providers. They're saying AAA car rental partner Hertz expects Friday, August 29th to be the busiest day to pick up rental cars. So those are the best and worst times. Thursday, the best time for travel, 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Worst time to travel, right? Worst time to travel, late afternoon. Friday?
Yeah, Fridays too.
Yeah, Friday before noon. Get up, get your butt out the door before noon. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then Sunday before 11 a.m. And if you're returning, try to return before noon on Monday so you don't hit the major traffic.
I got to say, the last time we went somewhere, our vacation, we came into Boston, and we actually stayed in Boston. And we ended up, it looked like we were going to be out by like 12:30, 1 o'clock, but got stuck in some traffic, and we didn't get out until drive time. Coming out of Boston, drive time is not fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the same thing coming out of New York City.
Yep, same deal.
You know, you get caught up in that, trying to get over the bridges, around and about, and especially with construction also. So it's made it very difficult.
So then there's yes, go ahead.
You really want to try to focus on the times I just mentioned.
Yeah.
It'll help you.
I have to tell you, 95, that whole 95 corridor can be brutal around cities. And then for those people that go to Myrtle Beach, there is that workaround that you go around the D.C. Baltimore area, you go around that, and you save a ton of time. But if you try to go through and you hit 95 there, it's just a disaster.
You're right. I go to Hilton Head every fall and in the spring, and I avoid it. I go completely around, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. We appreciate it and appreciate the update, Patty. Thank you.
Okay. Have a wonderful weekend. Labor Day weekend.
By the way, I just had this conversation with somebody the other day because we had the conversation about how AAA used to not be allowed to bring their tow trucks onto the thruway. Those days are gone. You can use AAA on the New York State Thruway. That is enormous, I feel.
It's a great plug for us. I appreciate it.
It is. All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Have a great day.
Right. And then when you want to make a trip or something, you can always call AAA Travel. They help you there, too.
I
do think
the triptychs, the old-fashioned triptychs.
Having the AAA can really be a major, major bonus.
Best money my husband and I have ever spent. We've had AAA for, 30-plus years. And when my daughter started driving, we got her a card, and we continued to renew
do that, too.
And we renew it for her.
It's a great holiday gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we came back once from New York, and we took the train down, parked in Rensselaer, got back, and we were gone for almost a week. Got back, and flat tire.
Oh.
And the train was delayed, so we didn't get in until 1:30 a.m., flat tire. Now you got to find somebody.
Yeah.
It was AAA that came.
Yep.
Problem is, on my vehicle, I had the locked, those locked rims, and they did not have the key to unlock. I didn't have the key. So I had to wait till the next day to get into a dealership, so we had to stay at a hotel. It was a whole ordeal. But AAA was there, middle of the night.
Yep.
They are there for you. 8:27, we'll do an update on the news coming up. Ryan Nobles from NBC coming up at WIBX.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley, everyone knows that Labor Day is probably one of the greatest times of the year to get a great deal on a mattress. And Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is on. Now, no one else in New York State has all these brands under one roof. And right now, save up to $1,350 on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. Bumps or bruises on your credit, we don't care. We've got no credit check payment plans. In Oneida, in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters, in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. Take advantage of our guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry. We'll beat it. See it advertised for less within 90 days after purchase. Bring it to our attention. We'll refund the difference. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. And online at tallmanstire.com.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. And so far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police, or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at mohawkvalleycrimestoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chilbani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, we have rain right now, and it'll continue through the day. It's 58 currently, and we'll pretty much stay 58, 59, 60 through the day today. 58 and rain right now. Did you see the story of the couple that they're food bloggers, and they were sitting enjoying the food at a restaurant, and they had their camera set up, and they're talking into the camera, eating the food, and all of a sudden a vehicle came smashing through the side, and you saw the whole thing.
Oh, no.
Here is audio of that going down as the car drives into the restaurant and hits their table while they were taping their blog. Here we go.
As soon as we take a bite, we both closed our eyes because naturally we're just enjoying our food, and the car just came out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm going to do a big bite with you. Cheers, my boy. Boom.
I mean, it was glass, metal. I thought we were going to die.
Very grateful. It's one of the wildest things that can actually really happen, like 1 in a million. And just being there with that impact was just mind-blowing.
So as bloggers, as food bloggers, trying to make a living doing video, greatest thing in the world that ever happened to them. As terrible as it was and as awful as it could have been, it all worked out.
I should say they obviously didn't have any serious injuries.
No serious injuries, but serious clicks.
I was just going to say.
They really gained out of that, and they didn't die. So there you go. Prosecutor, I got to play this again. Rhode Island prosecutor. Does this remind you of anything that's happened around here? Maybe a story that occurred around here. A Rhode Island prosecutor tried to throw her weight around with police when they were asked to get her out of a restaurant. Multiple times, she told the officers she could not be arrested because she was an AG, and that the officer is going to regret it if he continues to pursue the case. Here's Special Assistant Attorney General Devin Hogan Flanagan and her friend being asked to leave the restaurant, and eventually she gets arrested.
You're trespassing, so we got to leave now, unless you want to be in there.
We're not trespassing. You haven't notified us that we're trespassing.
Number one. What did I
two.
just say to you?
You're number
Let's
one.
go.
Number one.
I don't
Number
want to
two.
arrest you guys.
You're not going to arrest us. Number two
So let's
is
leave.
that
We got to go.
I'm an AG. I'm an AG.
Good for you. I don't give a Let's go. We're leaving.
We're
leaving.
Please don't put your hands on us. I'm an AG. I'm an AG. But you're going to regret this. Take your hands off me.
We will get
It just gets better and better.
What does AG stand for? I can come up with a few suggestions that are not Attorney General. Yeah, bad, right?
Well, and I don't know if this is an unwritten rule or if it's actually a law, but any restaurant reserves the right to refuse service to anyone, correct?
I believe they can, yeah. And in this case, we don't even know why that was happening.
Right, we don't know what started the whole situation.
Maybe they were rowdy and they were asked to leave. Who knows what it was? But she was refusing to leave because I'm an AG, and you hear her say that over and over again. Can you imagine if she runs for office again, what that political commercial against her is going to be like? Oh, boy. Probably won't be all that good. What else do I... today is National Radio Day, and the original Star Wars is just 2 hours of people not knowing what's going on. The original Star Wars. Someone put together a quick supercut of the original Star Wars. They believe it's just 2 hours of people not knowing what's going on. Here is proof if you want it. Here we go.
R2-D2, where are you? Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Where are those transmissions?
What's this? Who is she?
Luke!
Luke! I've seen Luke this morning. Whoa, just where do you think you're going?
Where is the rebel base?
What's going on?
TK421, why aren't you at your post?
Where are you taking this thing? Where could they be?
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
Do you know what's going on?
And that is the original Star Wars 1. I do think it's kind of I think Katie Iello might have been editing that to try to change the real meaning of what
Although on the other hand,
the movie is.
The person who put this together realizes that they're playing with like a sacred cultural iconic movie.
Yeah, you'll anger some real Star Wars people. And a guy picked up more than 50,000 followers on Instagram claiming the trombone, the instrument, the trombone, makes any song better. And he plays it to songs like Thunderstruck and Tequila. But since Walmart's Radioactive Shrimp is in the news, here he is doing Radioactive from Imagine Dragons. Here is the guy. See if the trombone makes it a better song. He just lost his case.
Yeah, I think so.
Trombone makes it worse. Can we stop that from playing? Please stop it.
There you go. Thank you.
Almost half of adults have ordered themselves a kids' meal. A new poll shows that around 44% of adults admit to ordering off the kids' menu at a restaurant. Ever do it? Sometimes
I haven't, but I have been in parties that other people have done it.
Sometimes you want a hot dog.
Or sometimes you just don't want the big adult-size entree.
That's true, too. So I think that has some truth to it. And I thought this was kind of interesting. Another story in the courtroom. Judge, footage from a murder trial in Georgia is going viral because the judge read the verdict and made a mistake. He had to correct himself and didn't do so until about 20 seconds later. This was a murder trial, and the jury had found the defendant not guilty. The judge
misread it.
Wow. And you'll hear exactly what happened here and how long it took. Here we go.
The verdict, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty as to all 6 counts of the bill of indictment. Sheriff, will you please hand this to State's counsel and pass it over to... Didn't I say not? Sorry. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty on all 6 counts. I apologize for my mispronunciation.
Can you imagine? I mean, you went. If you're the defendant, you went from
heart attack,
potential death penalty to you're okay.
I can go home and have coffee.
Yeah. Wow. What a mistake. Here's Wayne. Hi, Wayne. Good morning.
Hey, that's like cutting off the wrong leg, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, we're apologize. Here's the good news. We didn't have to cut this leg, but we did cut it by mistake. The good news is we're going to get it right. We're going to cut the right one off the next time we do it, and we'll be doing that tomorrow. So, unfortunately, the bad news, of course, you have no legs left when we're done. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine how scared they were when they said that.
I know. Think about that. Hi, Wayne. What's going on?
I wanted to say that the power that radio station has is awesome because when I talk about the road, that Sunset Ave, the way I did in the past, and then to the mayor directly when he was on there, he literally fixed all the way from where I said there were like car-size potholes on Sunset Ave all the way straight down through. He literally fixed that in less than whatever it was, 2.5 months from when you had him on.
Yeah.
He literally went through and fixed it. I was like, everybody that I've talked to, when they said it to me, I was like, there's no way. So I had to go driving on it, and I was like, I can't believe it. He literally fixed Sunset Ave.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
And so let me make this and underline this in bold font. You are complimenting the mayor.
Yeah, see, he does a great job. But the thing about it was, like I said, they've had mayor after mayor after mayor, and them holes, I'm telling you, we're talking about close to 25 years that them holes have been there, and they're horrible, but they're gone. I was like, they're the size of a car.
So, chances are after this winter, they'll be right back. But, hey, enjoy it, Wayne.
It actually looks like, Bill, it actually looks like they did it the right way. It doesn't look like somebody went and drove by and threw the blacktop out of the truck as they drove by.
Yeah.
But it looks like they did it right.
Well, Wayne, I think you need to look at it this way. You accomplished something here. By complaining, you got something done.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right. Love it. Okay, Wayne. Thanks, man.
Have a good day, guys.
You do the same. Let me do a couple of quickies here. Comments off the app this morning. Victimhood is all Katie has. It's how she, this is L in Utica. It's how she operates. Without it, she is a mediocre person. Not worth talking about. Mike in New Hartford, leave the girl alone. Husband and son did it. Oh, they're not talking about Katie. Iello. Bill, listen to that AG evoke her office just like Aaron Gall did. Deeds in New Hartford. Me already on the Katie Iello thing. Enough of that. I mean, it is what it is. I get, am I wrong to know this is what bothers me, because I'm not going to sit and get into a situation where I'm defending myself. There are people who are going to read her Facebook and believe that I am a bigot, and that bothers me. Now, when she comes on the air and she makes a fool of herself, and she does. People can form their own conclusion, but that's not my fault. That's her fault.
You can't control what other people think.
In this case, however, I have years and years of, I believe, of my own work that I have done in history that supports me, but none of these people are ever going to know it. They will just assume that guy on IBX is a racist bigot, and that's because she needed to deflect. And that's why, as a council person, she is a piece of garbage. That's all I have to say about that. Quick break. We'll talk to Ryan Nobles coming up in... sorry to drag you into this, Beth.
That's right. I'm a spectator.
You're a spectator. Ryan Nobles coming up at WIBX.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located on Commercial Drive, across from Hobby Lobby.
To doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Working on it, Davey. Working on it. So let's see. I do have Ryan Nobles coming up in a second, although we're waiting on his call. There's a lot to talk about, a lot going on. We mentioned Beth Irons is in today, and the issue of the. Notice I'm distracted. I'm looking at other things. Okay. The issue, the market is on every Saturday at 9 o'clock. That's what I'm trying to say. Yep. Sorry, you can tell when I'm doing two things at once. Okay, quick comment I want to squeeze in here from Chuck Lester. Chuck says, I cannot be friends with you anymore after Katie spills the facts about you being a racist bigot. Bill Keeler, you piece of garbage. All right. Thank you.
Is that sarcasm or is that epiphany?
I believe there's some sarcasm there. But thank you for that, Chuck. Okay, I'm going to switch gears as we wait for Ryan, okay? There was a story that I pulled out that I thought was pretty good, and I do want to get Beth's opinion on it. I'm now bringing it up. You can tell we're caught off guard here. Smiles right back, Chuck. Tomorrow, of course, is a very big day where Private Harlan J. Hennessy will be will have the memorial service that is well deserved and will be coming home. So, that will be tomorrow. And I believe, what time was it? Like 7 o'clock.
Commander Vino, who is a friend of mine, John. said about 7:30 they should be up at the Tractor Supply in North Utica, and then they'll make the trek up to Boonville. I'm going to be there to cover it for us, and probably go up on Saturday too.
Okay, so you're covering, and I think we'll have some photos too. We can get some photos in there as well.
Yes.
And it will begin at Tractor Supply, make its way. And what they're asking for people to do
line up
is
on
line Route 12 with flags, with people, and it's really a very big deal. All right, as we wait on Ryan here, I really wanted to get into this, and I want to start with this is a story that was written by Polly down the hallway. And Beth, I'll ask you.
Okay.
When it comes to forecasting the weather, meteorologist, Farmer's Almanac.
Oh.
Put verses in there.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Or Punxsutawney Phil.
Day to day, meteorologist.
Yeah.
Season to season, Farmer's Almanac.
Do you believe it? I don't.
I have faith in it. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I have faith in it. It wouldn't be
well, it's so
around.
vague. It's so vague, though, that of course, on every given day,
it's
a broken clock is going to be.
Well, yeah, that's true. The Farmer's Almanac is kind of like the 100,000-foot view.
Yeah.
And then the meteorologist is with all the technology and nature and that kind of stuff. Is kind of like the day to day. Like, I'm not going to look in the almanac to see if, like, do I have to wear a winter coat for work tomorrow?
Right.
But if I'm going to look at the almanac and say, okay, this past year we had to shovel 5 feet of snow off the roof. Is there a chance that we're going to have to do that again?
I got to tell you, there was no prediction of that.
Yes, I know.
And that was something we did not expect this year. I was telling somebody about it from Buffalo, Niagara Falls, over yesterday, and they're, I'm like, I know Buffalo and that area, they get a lot of snow.
Yep.
Syracuse always, in terms of cities, always has more snow than everybody in the state. However, when you go to the north, if you get away from cities, Tug Hill and the area just to our north gets pounded with feet and feet of snow. And this year was more excessive than we've seen in a long, long time. All right, here we go. This is the story, and the full story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. The Farmer's Almanac has released its annual winter forecast predicting a season filled with snow in the Northeast, including New York, and colder than normal temperatures. The Almanac points to frigid weather in January and again in mid-February. I mean, I could predict that.
I was just going to say, that's pretty standard.
Yeah, with plenty of shoveling in between. But before you stock up extra firewood and salt, meteorologist Ray Stajic, who is our guy at the Weather Channel, says long-range forecasts should be taken with a grain of salt. And I think I agree. Seasonal forecasting is just a best guess based on what's happening in the past. Stajic said a lot can change between now and the heart of winter. So a La Nina winter. This year, the U.S. is heading into a La Nina winter, a climate pattern associated with cooling waters in the Pacific, which in turn affect weather worldwide. Historically, La Nina winters in the Northeast can swing either way, sometimes bringing above average temperatures, which can unleash major snowstorms. Farmer's Almanac is hedging towards a colder, snowier season for the region, and that could very well be just like a flip of a coin.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. Stajic says the reality is there's an equal chance we could repeat last winter. Much of the snow we saw was lake effect confined to the snow belt. A La Nina winter could deliver a bigger storm or two, but we'll have to wait and see what Mother Nature decides, says Stajic. For now, he says, even a 7-day forecast is more of a guess. This is coming from a meteorologist. Even a 7-day forecast is more of a guess than it is a real valid prediction.
Oh, there's too many variables.
There are. Yeah, and I do think that this is, it's also easy with the Farmer's Almanac to see what happens and then apply it to their vague language. And I think we tend to do that, like we would with the psychic.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
It's not like it's saying on December 3rd there's going to be a storm. It's somewhere between November 30th and December 10th.
Right.
There will be a
storm.
major snowstorm.
Yep.
So take that for what it is.
Well, I mean, and life is not exact, and you have to stop taking things verbatim and thinking that if it's not verbatim, it's wrong.
I'm going. It looks like we're not going to get Ryan. Is that what you're saying, Davey? Okay, I'm just going to keep going. This is why you always bring in more than you need, and I just am loaded up. Here's one for you: 5 NFL teams predicted for decline this season. That is, according to ESPN's Bill Barnwell, these are the teams most likely to improve in the upcoming season. Predicted for declines this season. Here are Barnwell's 5 teams most likely to see a decline. Okay. Here are the teams you're going to see, Davey. Do you have a prediction? What teams this year do you think? Remember there's a new documentary that's coming out. We'll talk to Willie about it Friday on the Dallas Cowboys in their heyday with Jimmy Johnson, with
Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and
they're
Michael
all talking
Irvin.
about how great life used to be. Look at what's happened to the Cowboys, right? So at some point there will be a decline, most likely. These teams, what team do you think we'll be seeing a decline from?
San Francisco 49ers.
On the list, no.
Oh, okay.
But the Kansas City Chiefs are.
Are the Buffalo Bills on
No, the Bills are still on. They're still peaking.
Philadelphia Eagles.
The Chiefs, the Vikings, the Commanders, Indianapolis Colts, and the Detroit Lions, all according to ESPN, are going to be dealing with a decline. Okay.
Now, what are they defining as a decline?
They're going to lose their
fan base.
Lions finished the regular season last year at 15-2. Made the divisional round of the NFC playoffs. What he's saying is it's not a stretch to think that success could repeat, but they have the NFL's second toughest schedule, and he expects them to decline. Apparently there has been a cover-up and the Little League Softball World Series. Earlier in the month, the Little League Softball World Series came to a close. Now allegations of cheating and a resulting cover-up are clouding the tournament. Oklahoma finished third, even though it was apparently suspected they were fielding an illegal lineup. In order to play in the postseason, Little League requires each member of the team play in at least 8 regular season games. They're saying that didn't happen. A coach from Texas questioned the legality of the Tulsa National Little League roster. Separately, a former Little League official alleged that Tulsa broke the rules by recruiting players from club teams. Yet another league board member alleged that Tulsa had one player who was playing for a different league in 2024, which is against the rules. These concerns were said to be brushed off by local authorities, but it is apparently a big deal. Not that you care, but anyway. Let's see here. I can have time to squeeze in a couple more. How about Apple picks up Ben Stiller's new comedy based around pickleball? So there's a new pickleball series coming out. Really? Ben Stiller's new pickleball-centric comedy has been purchased by Apple. The Dink is produced by Stiller, marking his return to the sports comedy arena almost 2 decades after the cult classic Dodgeball. I'm not sure that I see this as being big. You know that the Baldwins are not coming to Skinny Atlas this weekend. That was scheduled to happen this weekend, and apparently there are 2 families involved, the Baldwins and the other family, and there was a death in the family. So they're moving it till next year.
The whole tournament?
The whole thing.
Oh.
They're not doing it this year. A tech firm says humanoid robots that can birth human babies are coming soon.
Oh, that's just scary.
Couples dealing with infertility could soon have help from the tech world. The world's first pregnancy robot is said to be in development as we speak in China.
Oh, God.
The robot is said to be designed in humanoid form and is equipped with an artificial womb in the abdomen. That womb is being designed to carry a fetus for 10 months, give birth. A prototype is said to be coming next year. It'll run about $14,000. But you would have that humanoid with you at all times, where if you were using a human,
a surrogate,
they're not going to be like living with you at all times.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you can tell I'm going deep on these stories, by the way. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one. How about this one, which is also stupid? Technology and information have never been easier to access, yet it feels like people are getting dumber by the day. Why is that? Here are 5 things you might be guilty of that slowly whittle away at what is left of your brain. Not treating the brain like a muscle. I think this is really important.
Yep.
You're not doing things to keep the world, your
Or
world
to keep
going.
your world going.
Yeah. Sleep deprivation.
Yep.
Hurts the brain. Alcohol.
Yep.
Hurts the brain, they say. A lack of structure hurts the brain. And hanging around bad company supposedly dumbs you down. And then I am now almost done. Let me bring in, he's been waiting for a long time. Stephen, I'm going to give you the final say, believe it or not, today. Good morning.
Well, Syracuse football has named their starting quarterback for this year.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Sure.
I think it's going to be that Notre Dame quarterback.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we had that story yesterday.
Yep.
Yep. What do you think of that? He played in the national championship game.
I think it's a good choice. I hope he can lead the team, and I hope they have a tough schedule.
Syracuse football has one of the toughest schedules in all of college football.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And on another note, the Mets are on a win streak now.
They are. And you know who they play starting Monday? It's going to be very important.
Phillies.
They play the Phillies starting on Monday. Yep. And that's going to be extremely important. All right, 7, I got to go. Have fun. Enjoy the day. We're back tomorrow. Okay. No bye. I don't get a bye. Goodbye, Bill, Beth, and Davey. Goodbye. We're back tomorrow.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
It's not going to make a direct hit. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but Hurricane Aaron, a Category 2 storm, will make an impact as it moves north way offshore because Fox meteorologist Janice Dean says
this storm is so huge, 600 miles wide. We're going to feel impacts of tropical storm winds. We're going to feel the definite waves. We could see storm surge up to 4 feet, especially along the Outer Banks.
That's where Fox Weather's Mike Seidel is in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
We've got warnings, advisories for big surf, 15 to 20 footers here. Rip currents all the way from Florida to Cape Cod, Massachusetts.